Hi, English Nomad here, and welcome to my next episode. And I'm here currently at Kwandong Point, which is approximately 40 kilometres north of Broome. To get in here, there is a fairly easy to drive dirt track. A few corrugations on the road, but it was relatively easy to get into. It's a really nice spot actually. It's very close to the ocean, so I'll give you guys a look around, and hopefully you'll get to see what I see in this place. You'll notice I'm wearing a net on my hat. The flies here are very friendly, and they want to get up close and personal, so I'm wearing a fly net. It's just to keep them out of my nose and my ears and my mouth. As you can see, there's quite a few of them buzzing around right now, so I'm just going to pull the fly net round and down and turn the camera around and give you guys a bit of a look. So as you can see, I've got a prime spot here right next to the ocean. It's a really spectacular view. So looking out of my camper, I get a great ocean view, and the beach here is really pretty. So I'll let you have a really nice close look at it. So as you can see, when I pan round, this is the view from where I'm staying. So what I'll do is I'll go for a walk down the beach. I'm going to leave the dog here for now because he's had his morning walk. So there is a road down to the beach that you can walk along. Apparently there's quite a lot of snake activity around here at the moment. According to my neighbours, they've seen quite a few snakes on this track, and I personally haven't seen any, but apparently they are about. So this whole area was quite overgrown. Apparently they've had a cyclone come through this area during the wet season, and the cyclone did quite a lot of damage to the area. So the people who got here quite early on in the season, the dry season, have done a lot of work to tidy it up, which is really great. It shows that there's a spirit of camaraderie around making sure that these spots stay open. And there you can see the ocean. Now the tide is coming in. Apparently it's 7-8 metre tide, so the ocean goes out quite a way. When I went for a walk this morning, it was probably around, I don't know, maybe 15-20 metres further away than it is right now. More of the rocks were exposed. This beach has got a large community of hermit crabs, so when you come out here just after the tide has gone out, you see a lot of hermit crabs scuttling about. It's actually nice to see them. I've never seen so many hermit crabs. See them in pet shops, but I've never seen them out on the beach in the wild before. But this is it. There's literally maybe a dozen or so people here, and this is what we've got to ourselves. This beautiful expanse of beach. It's called Kwandong Beach, and just out here to the right, where you can see those rocks going into the ocean, that's Kwandong Point. Very popular with people who like their fishing. There's some nice fish to be caught out there. Apparently if you go out in a small boat there and cast a line, you very quickly catch yourself a meal for the evening. And a lot of people here, that's exactly what they do. Apparently during the month of July is July June, July and August is when the whales arrive. The whales that are coming up from the Southern Ocean come up the west coast of Australia to calve, to have their young, and apparently this particular spot along the Cape Leveque Peninsula is teeming with whales during the calving season. So this is where I'm staying, and it's a lovely spot. I will take some video footage of the road up to Cape Leveque tomorrow, and I'll probably do some video footage of the different spots I stop along the way. But I mean, I couldn't really be happier. I mean, this is a fantastic place. You can see just up there on the, that's where I am, that's where the camper is. Yeah, so it's a really spectacular place. So yeah, I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later and show you some more of the amazing things that Cape Leveque has to offer for the tourists. Hi, so this is the road out of Kwandong Point. This joins up with another road which eventually takes you back to Cape Leveque Road. So just wanted to show you guys what this road is like. It's very sandy. There's a few light, what I'd consider light corrugations. It's not overly corrugated, and then it joins onto the next road, which takes you back to Cape Leveque Road. So that's Minari Road. Minari Road is the road where you can access all of the camping spots along this point of the Dampier Peninsula. There is Willis Creek, Bard Creek, Kwandong Point and James Price Point, which is further up Minari Road. James Price Point, I believe, is now no longer accessible by people. It's been given back to the indigenous owners. So I dare say that property or that area is probably going to find itself no longer being able to be used by free campers. So this is Minari Road. We're on this road now for quite a few kilometres until we come back to till we get back to the main Cape Leveque Road, which is another unsurfaced road. This road that we're on right now has got a few more corrugations, but believe it or not, there was a Ford Falcon with a Jayco caravan at that spot where I've just been. How the hell he got it down there, I do not know, but he got it down there somehow. There was some coaches which are rear wheel drive only, and fairly big coaches that have been converted into motorhomes, towing big trailers. They've got down there. This road is accessible for most vehicles, but obviously four-wheel drive is preferred. Having traction at all four wheels is definitely a lot safer on this type of surface. It's very loose, it's sandy. The corrugations mean that having that extra travel in your suspension makes it a little bit smoother ride. Also, I have let some air out of my tyres. I've deflated my tyres on the rear down from 45 psi to 30 psi, and from 40 psi on the front I've gone down to around 20, and that's made it a lot more pleasant on the corrugations. And I'll tweak the tyre pressures as I go. I'll find what works. I'm carrying quite a bit of weight on the back, so I'm mindful of not wanting to deflate the rear tyres too much. And it's interesting because they've obviously been through here with a grader, and it's quite early in the season, so you can imagine that over time and over the amount of use this road is going to get, that the corrugations will get worse as the season goes on, because I don't imagine they come through here very regularly with a grader. They probably do it maybe once or twice a year, I'm guessing. And so over time it will get worse. So after the cyclone, this road would have been quite damaged, would have had quite a lot of washouts and a lot of damage due to the amount of water that's come through here. So we're just heading up now back to the T-junction shortly with Cape Leveque Road. So I'll join you again when I'm on Cape Leveque Road and give you a bit of a look at what Cape Leveque Road is like at the moment. Okay, so we're on the road to Cape Leveque now, and as you can see, it's fairly well graded. There's a few corrugations, nothing too severe at the moment. I've been on the road for about 5 minutes now. Sticking to around 60 kilometers an hour. I don't want to push too hard. The corrugations aren't that bad, so I'm happy to just cruise along at 60 along this. It's actually in good condition. It's you read reports and people say, oh, it's a terrible road. I guess it depends on what type of vehicle you're driving the road, and if you're towing, and if you're familiar with how to drive on these type of roads, and adjusting your tyre pressures, etc., to get the most out of your vehicle so that the corrugations are not too harsh on the vehicle. I think with the Old Man Emu VP51s that are fitted to the LandCruiser, they will certainly make a big difference. They're in terms of soaking up the corrugations. But yeah, it's not a bad road. There's a vehicle. Looks like there's a vehicle coming my way. There's a big dust cloud ahead. It looks like there's a vehicle oncoming vehicle. Yep, definitely is an oncoming vehicle. So generally the polite thing to do is give each other plenty of room and slow down a little bit. So we'll see what happens with this guy. Looks like he's also in a LandCruiser. Yep. The other thing obviously is, with all the dust that gets thrown in the air, it's always a good idea to slow down a little bit until the dust clears, because you can't see if there's any washouts ahead. But this road's in fairly good condition. Again, later in the season when it's had a lot of traffic, I'm guessing it probably can deteriorate. But I did pass the grader, so it looks like there's a grader permanently on this road. It's a fairly new, modern looking grader, and it belongs to the Broomshire, so I'm guessing they have a permanent person going up and down this, grading it and keeping it open. This is a very busy road during the peak season with tourists, and also there's quite a few Aboriginal communities up here, so I dare say they have to keep this road in tip-top shape as best they can. So I'm going to leave it there. You can see that the condition of the road, it's not too bad. I'll catch up with you guys later. Back again, and I'm just going to give you a quick update as to where I am for the next couple of days. I'm staying at a place called Middle Lagoon. Middle Lagoon is on the western side of the peninsula. On the Dampier Peninsula, as you're going north, there is I think it's roughly 20 kilometre track to get in here, single track. It's quite sandy, but it's not a bad road to actually drive on. Take your time, and yeah, it's quite an accessible place. There was a Subaru Forester here last night. and they got in with Subaru Forester, which is just all-wheel drive, and they didn't seem to have any problems getting here, so yeah, not a problem at all. So this is a beautiful spot. It's a campsite which is run by an indigenous community, and they have a really nice place here, and they're really nice people as well. I've had a coffee this morning and spoke to the lady that runs the coffee shop, and they're really nice people. So let's have a look around, and I'll show you the key features of this place, which are the beaches, and yeah, give you a bit of a taste for what this part of Western Australia has to offer the tourists. So yeah, stick with me and I'll show you around. So the campsites are laid out along the coast here. There's a set of campsites on what they call the ridge. The ridge also is the name of one of the beaches. There's two main beaches here. There's the Ridge Beach, which isn't a dog-friendly beach, but the other beach, which is Lagoon Beach, is dog-friendly. So they've catered for both people with dogs and people who don't want to be mithered by dogs. I'm not sure which is the best beach. I guess that's subjective, but I've been down to Lagoon Beach, and we'll take a walk down there in a short while, and I'll show you Lagoon Beach. So this is Ridge Beach. I'm just approaching now. The tide is out at the moment. I'm not sure if it's fully out or whether it's actually coming back in again, but it's there's some rocks, and I think there's a reef out there as well. So there it is. That's the Ridge Beach. I'm sure you'll agree it's the water looks absolutely amazing, and it is. I've been for a swim with Bronson this morning, and it's glorious. This is a very popular spot with people that come up here to stay here for 2-3 months at a time for the season. The people who I'm next to, my neighbours, they come here every year. They've been coming here for years, and they come for the same 3-4 months of the year. And apparently there's quite a few people that do that. They come up here and stay long term. So it's there must be a reason for that, and I guess the reason for that is what we're looking at right now, is that beautiful stretch of Indian Ocean with some great fishing and great snorkeling, and also once the whales come in around this little peninsula here, which is a bit of a peninsula, there is another business called the Whale Song Cafe. It's not open yet. It doesn't open till June, which is officially the start of the season. Apparently you can sit out and have a coffee and morning tea or afternoon tea and watch the whales in the ocean here. So yeah, it's an amazing place. Yeah, absolutely amazing. So we'll have a walk down to the Lagoon Beach, and I'll show you the Lagoon Beach, which is also in my opinion a very, very beautiful beach as well. So one of the things that I will mention to the viewers, anyone considering coming here, one thing to bear in mind is you're not going to have fantastic mobile phone stroke internet here. They do have Telstra mobile phone service, but you have to be within 15 or 20 metres of the main office in order to get it. So it's very, very limited in terms of the signal strength. And I think what it is it's there for the community's use. And obviously anyone can use it, but you have to be very close to the main office to be able to get any signal at all. But that said, if you stand right next to the satellite dish, you can get almost full service on 3G. So that's what I've been doing. I've been going down there. If I have to make a phone call, I'll send a text message. I'll take my cup of tea down there and I'll do everything that I need to do and then go back to my camper. It's a minor inconvenience, and to be honest, I think that's one of the things you want to get away from anyway when you go on holiday, is the constant interruption from your mobile phone. Other than that, it's absolutely fantastic. The ablutions here are simple and clean. There's washing machines. There's a fish cleaning station, which is away from the camping area, so that keep the flies that are bound to be buzzing around when you're cleaning fish at bay around your campsite. So we'll just walk down to Lagoon Beach. So let's take a look at, I'll turn the corner here. People are allowed to drive down this section of beach here because this is where you launch your boats if you're taking a boat out to do fishing. So this is the area you're allowed to drive down to launch your boat. It looks like there's quite a few people out on their boats now because there's 5 vehicles here, 5 trailers, hence 5 boats. In fact, that's my neighbour's troopy there. He's the guy. His name's Brian. He's staying here for several months. So look at that. Look at the beautiful ocean there. So I'll just pan round. So we're looking at Lagoon Beach, and it is like a lagoon. It's beautiful. It goes almost like a big U shape. The bay. There are some spectacular beaches in Western Australia. You know, we're very blessed here in terms of the diversity of areas where you can go where there's superb beaches. The sand here is really nice. Bronson had a really good time having a run along this beach earlier on. I put some video up of Bronson in the water. He was having a swim. I had my little Nikon waterproof pocket camera. It's great for taking out and just having a splash around in the water and taking pictures in the water. But look at that. The water's crystal clear. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. We'll walk up to the water so you can see it. But it's a beautiful colour and it really is very, very clear. And apparently when the tide is fully out, if you walk all the way round, there are some exposed areas of reef, and you get the pools of water that collect in the reef when the tide's out, and you see all kinds of marine life. I'm too lazy to walk all the way around there today. I'm just soaking in the nice weather. So there it is. That's Middle Lagoon. This is where I'm staying till tomorrow. I'm going to head up to Cape Leveque, and then Gambannon, I think it's called, is the campsite I'm going to head to tomorrow night. And subject to the weather, I might do some more video there of that place, and then compile a video together of all the best bits of Cape Leveque so far. So catch up with you again soon, guys. Hi, back again, and in this part of the adventure up on the Dampier Peninsula, I'm staying at the Gambannon Wilderness Retreat. This is a really amazing spot. It's very close to Cape Leveque and One Arm Point. It's kind of in between. So it's right on the ocean. I will take the camera off the tripod and show you around a little bit. And I'm parked right on the cliffs on the ocean. So I'm tide is in right now, and I'm looking at the ocean. There's around here there's some beautiful scenery. The area is quite rocky and there's mangroves. There is one sandy beach. It's called Squeaky Beach. It's about 800 metres from where I'm currently stood right now. So I walked down there yesterday with the dog, and to be honest, I went at low tide, and when the tide had gone out, and the tides dropped considerably here, the sandy part of the beach was completely exposed, and there was no water there, and the water was around an area which was quite rocky. So I'm guessing that the best time to go down to Squeaky Beach would be at high tide, because then you've got a really beautiful sandy beach to lie on and play in the water, and yeah, very, very picturesque. Yeah, it's been a really nice stay here for the last couple of days. So I'll just give you a look around with the camera, and you can see how spectacular this place is. It's early in the morning, the sun's rising, and it's very pleasant. So as you can see, I'm getting ready to leave actually. So the awning and everything's been packed away. I like to get that done before it gets too warm in the morning. I'm almost ready to leave, so before I hit the road, I thought it would be a good idea to give you guys a look at what I've been living with for the last couple of days. So I'm parked right on the edge of the cliff practically, and there is a bit of a rocky drop. The tide is currently in, or it's coming in. It's nearly fully in. And as you can see down there, sorry, I'll point the camera down. As you can see, the water is in the mangroves, coming up the rocks. When the tide is out, and I'll put some photographs up, there is a big rock pool here. The Aboriginals built the rock pool to capture fish when the tide goes out, and then they go in and collect the fish that have been trapped in the rock pool. So I'll put a picture up of that after. So the sun is over in the sky over here, so I don't really want to point the camera that way because it's very bright. But you kind of get the idea of what this place is like. It's a bit like a typical bush retreat on. But on the side of the ocean. It's, there's a lot of bird life here. Facilities are very simple and basic. They do have toilets, they have showers, and they have a small bush kitchen which has some basic facilities. And there are fire pits everywhere. I had a beautiful fire going last night. It was very nice. In fact, the last 2 nights I cooked my dinner on the fire. Last night I had a hamburger, and the night before I had peri-peri chicken cooked on the fire pit on a grill. Very tasty. So yeah, this is the life. This is definitely the life. And for $15 a night, you really, really can't grumble at the cost. You've got a beautiful, beautiful place to stay for literally, pocket change to most people. So yeah, no, it's very nice. So I definitely recommend the Gumbannanan. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. The Gumbannanan Wilderness Retreat, which is close to One Arm Point on the Dampier Peninsula, about 10 kilometres away from Cape Leveque. Yeah, very, very nice spot. So yeah, that's the camp spot I'm staying, or I've been staying for the last 2 days. So that brings my Dampier Peninsula portion of this trip to a close. I'm going to head back to Broome. I've got a few jobs that I need to get done there. I'm going to get a fly screen. I've had a lady make a fly screen for me in Broome. I'm going to fit that on the door just to keep the flies out, because you want the door open during the day. It gets a bit of air circulating, but also allows the flies in. So I will show you that when I fit it. Hopefully my drone issues will be resolved, and I'm going to do a video on that subject, the issues that I've had with my drone and how it's been resolved. So you can look forward to that video in the near future. But overall, my impressions of the Dampier Peninsula have been very positive. Most of the campsites are owned and operated by Aboriginal communities. One of the only issues that I did find was everywhere that you go up here on the Dampier Peninsula, you're expected to call into the office and pay a fee just to have a bit of a drive around or have a bit of a look around as a day visitor. Now, me personally, because I've got the animals, I didn't want to do that, so there was a few places I didn't go for that very reason. I didn't see the point of paying $20 to just drive around a community and have a look at a few beaches or whatever, where I wasn't going to be allowed to let the animals out of the vehicle. So please bear in mind that you will be expected to pay a small fee, anywhere from $5 up to $20, just to visit these communities and have a look around. I went to Beagle Bay. Beagle Bay has a beautiful little church. It's 100 years old, and the interior, I'll put some photographs up that I took there. The interior has been decorated with mother of pearl and shells, and it's unique, and it is worth visiting. There is a fee, it's $5, and I don't begrudge that, because I got some spectacular photographs, and it was worth seeing. So just keep that in mind when you visit the Dampier Peninsula. It's pretty much all run by Aboriginal communities, and they do rely on the tourist money coming in to keep their facilities running, to keep their communities with the essential services that they need. So please bear that in mind. Some people will balk at the cost, and I do a little bit, but at the end of the day, it's there for a reason. So tell me what you think about this presentation on the Dampier Peninsula. I hope I've informed people of the conditions coming up here, and given people a taste of what the Dampier Peninsula has to offer. So please like this video, please share this video, and if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing, because it will help me out to grow this channel, and if the channel grows, I will keep putting more and more content up, and eventually I might even get some money off Google when I can make some advertising money. And don't forget to click the little bell icon so that you get the notifications when I do post a new video. And as always, please comment below. Until next time, Mike signing off. See you later, guys.